SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family. S is for students, F for families too. U is for united, talking about me and you. S for solidarity, D is for diversity. SFUSD.
Hey there, geologists. How are you doing? Did any of you get to observe any rocks or beaches yesterday? It's okay, me neither. Well, I did get to observe some rocks I had by my house. I brought them in so we can make some observations. Would you like to see? Great, okay. So I have this big one, and even though it looks green, it's not actually green. It's just painted that way. But what do you notice about it? Interesting. I noticed that it was smooth. Many of the cliffs I see by the beach have smooth edges on the sides that end up really jagged. And I have these other rocks that are rough and jagged. I wonder why. Oh, you don't know some of these words? My apologies. I'm telling you all of these descriptive words and you don't know what they mean. I think I have something that'll help us with that. Okay? I have this chart that shows us what these descriptive words mean and the textures that they describe. Let's check it out. I didn't add the labels because I'm going to say them as we learn them. The first one that I have here represents smooth. The first rock that I showed you is smooth. Can you think of other things that are smooth? Yes, our skin can feel smooth, apples, and even cups. Those are all correct. Some rocks can also feel smooth. The opposite of smooth is rough. An example of a rough texture is a tree bark. What other things can you think of that are rough? I'll write that, rough. Yeah, sandpaper is rough. Interesting that it has sand in the name. And somebody else said a nail file. Those are emery boards. And those are really rough. We have a few more textures to learn, so let's keep going. The next two are also opposites that we should know by now. Hard and soft. I would use hard to describe a brick and soft to describe a pillow or maybe a clay rock. Hard and soft. The next texture I have here is woven, and that is used to describe a texture that has pieces that overlap, like a basket or fabric from clothes. Next, we have bumpy. Ooh, like a bumpy ride. So that's a texture that might look and feel like bumps. Bumpy. Okay. Oh, this is the texture I was saying earlier. This is jagged. Some examples of things that are jagged are broken glass and rocks on a cliffside. Can you think of anything with a jagged texture? I'm gonna write that on there, jagged. Ooh, a geologist said that shark's teeth are jagged. I agree. Well, let's check out this last texture. It looks like stairs. This will be referred to as rigid. Stairs are also ridged, and there are also some delicious potato chips with this texture. Can you think of other things that have a ridged texture? Great thinking. That hadn't occurred to me. So geologists, let's think back to our problem in question. What textures would you use to describe sand? Yes, rough and maybe a little soft too. I actually have a picture of some sand really zoomed in. Let's check it out. Doesn't it look a bit smooth? each grain doesn't look so rough. Interesting. What textures would you use to describe rocks that we see by the beach? I would say those too. They could be smooth, they could be jagged, hard, and sometimes rough too. This makes me think, for our model, we should be sure to observe different textures. That might help us see things a bit better. But we'll have to stop here, geologists, and let's reread the textures that we have on this chart. So we have smooth, rough, hard, and soft, woven, bumpy, jagged, and ridged. Great job. This is going to help us understand our problem a little bit more. Tomorrow, I'm going to bring in a model that should help us visualize why some rocks wash away and some don't. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm really excited to learn with you tomorrow.
Hello, my fellow geologists. Mr. Peter here, and since Earth Day is coming up, we are once again celebrating our planet. The Earth's matter comes in 3 forms: solid, liquid, and gas. Our song today is about some of the solid parts that make up the Earth. Rocks form the Earth's crust. Rocks also form most of the Earth's interior, its inside. Basically, there are 3 kinds of rocks: metamorphic, igneous, and sedimentary. Igneous rocks come from the cooling of lava, the hot liquid in the core of the Earth. Metamorphic rocks are formed when existing rocks change into new kinds of rocks. Heat and pressure make the rocks transform. Sedimentary rocks are formed from small bits of minerals and the remains of plants and animals over time. These rocks are the most common on the Earth's surface. With this in mind, may I present the rock song.
The Earth is made of rocks. Most rocks are underground. You can find rocks near water. Water changes rocks. Water breaks rocks. Sand is made of very small rocks. Rocks look different, they are different colors. Some are shiny, some are dull. Rocks feel different, rocks feel different. Some are sharp, some are smooth. The Earth is made of rocks. Most rocks are underground. You can find rocks near water. Water changes rocks. Water breaks rocks. Sand is made of very small rocks. You can rub rocks together. Hard rocks are strong, soft rocks fall apart. People use rocks, they cut them from the earth. They are carried away. People build with rocks. The Earth is made of rocks. Most rocks are underground. You can find rocks near water.
The song forgot to mention how rocks can be used in art. They can be carved into beautiful sculptures. Some of you asked SF Loves Learning about meteorites. Well, meteors are often composed of rocks from other parts of the universe. They fly through space. Isn't that amazing? Meteorites are simply meteors that have made it through the Earth's atmosphere and hit the ground. Can you think of some other fun facts related to rocks? Happy Earth Day, everybody, Enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll see you later.
Hi, scholars. So good to see you again. My name is Araceli Leon. Today we will be reading I Love You with All My Heart by Norris Kern with permissions from Chronicle Books. I like the front cover. I wonder if it helps us find out what the book will be about. I love you with all my heart. One brisk morning, Polo ambled down to shore to fish. While he was in the water, his friend Walter came along. Polo, the water is cold. Be careful not to get sick, or you will worry your mother, who loves you with all her heart, Walter said. Polo was curious. What did Walter mean? How can my mother love me with all her heart? Polo wondered. He decided to find out. He splashed out of his fishing hole and headed home. On his way, Polo met his friend Pin-Pin. Pin-Pin, how does your mother love you? Asked Polo. Pin-Pin thought for a moment. My mother loves me with all her wings, he said, when he picked up a snowball and cuddled it under his wings. Like this, he said. Thought Polo. My mother doesn't love me with wings. So Polo continued on his way. Soon he met Felix. Felix, how does your mother love you? Asked Polo. She loves me with all her flippers, Felix replied. Felix picked up Pin-Pin and gave him a big flippery squeeze. Thought Polo. My mother doesn't love me with flippers. So Polo continued on his way. Soon Jessie bounded up. Jessie, Polo asked, how does your mother love you? Jessie was surprised. What a funny question. My mother loves me with all her teeth, replied Jessie. He then gave Polo a playful nibble. Polo giggled. My mother doesn't love me with teeth. So Pin-Pin, Felix, and Jessie all set out to find Polo's mother. When Polo saw his mother, he crawled on her back and snuggled against her warm fur. Your fur is soft, he said to his mother. Does that mean you love me with all your fur? Yes, I love you with all my fur, she replied. But that's not all. I love you with my eyes that shine when I see you. I love you with my nose because you smell so sweet. I love you with my mouth when I kiss you. I love you with my paws when I tickle you and lift you in the air above me. I love you with my back when you ride upon it, and I love you with my belly when you hug me tight. Polo, I love you with all my heart, she said. Polo gave his mother a big hug. It had been a long day, and he was ready to crawl into bed. You know, I love you with all my heart too, said Polo, and he curled up to his mother and fell fast asleep. The end. Oh, what a sweet book. I love you with all my heart, and there are many ways to love the people around you. I hope you can share with me some ways that you love others. Have a good rest of your day. Bye!
Hi, it's Miss Genoa from San Francisco Ballet's Dance in Schools and Communities program. Today, we're going to look at some of the ways that our Earth's landforms are changed and torn away by erosion. Of course, when we're talking about the Earth's movement, my body wants to move. So I hope that you'll get up and move with me as we explore these different kinds of erosion. Zion National Park in Utah has some beautiful examples of erosion by wind, also known as aeolian erosion. The wind picks up dirt and rubs it against the rocks and carves away some beautiful arches and different shapes. Let's explore our breath like the wind. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, and as you blow out, make a shape. Inhale, and let the wind make another shape. One more. Inhale. Nice. The Grand Canyon in Arizona is an example of river erosion. The Colorado River runs through it and carries the riverbed material from a higher point to a lower point. Rivers always run from a high point to a low point. Can we try some high to low movement? Let's see. High to low. Can you be like a river running high to low? Let gravity take maybe one body part, high to low. Good. Glaciers are giant rivers of ice that erode by grinding rocks and carving valleys as they move down slope. Check out the awesome U-shaped valleys that are formed in Fiordland National Park in New Zealand. Let's explore some carving movements with our bodies. You can carve the space around you in all different directions with one body part or two body parts, and try carving near and far all around you. Another kind of erosion is periglacial erosion. Some beautiful examples can be found in Flims, Switzerland. Periglacial erosion is when water gets into cracks in rocks and it freezes and thaws over a day or a season, and it causes the rocks to shatter. Let's see if we can do some freezing and melting ourselves. Move however you like. Maybe like your water getting into cracks. And we're gonna freeze and melt. Move like water getting into cracks and freeze and melt. Move, freeze, and melt. Coastal erosion is what happens when waves break down rocks into sand and make cliffs and caves and arches. People on the beaches of Kamenda in Ghana like to explore cool sea caves. Let's make some waves ourselves with our bodies. Can you make a wave with your arm? What about with your knee? What about a whole body wave? Can you make it look like you're pushing a wave? Can you undulate just your back and make a wave? What else can you make a wave with? Mass wasting is when large quantities of soil or rock are moved down by the force of gravity. It can be a slow creep or a fast landslide or avalanche, like this landslide in Indonesia. Let's try some slow and fast movement. Slow. Try some twisting. and fast. And freeze. I hope you had fun dancing as some of the forces of nature that cause erosion and can change our landforms. I'll see you next time.
Hi everybody, I'm Christina from the Bay Area Discovery Museum, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite activities, nature potions. If you've been stuck inside with your little ones, this activity is a great way to spend some time outside, engage in some imaginary play, and even practice some early science skills. We're going to create our own magical potions using water, natural materials, and even some spices. So this program can get a little messy. I would recommend doing it outside or using a towel to protect your floor. So here's what you need to get started. If you have a mortar and pestle at home, this is a great tool you can use to grind up the materials. If not, a big bowl and some mixing tools will work just fine. I've also gathered some natural materials in my bin. I like to get things that are fragrant so my potion smells good. I've got some rosemary and some lemon balm and even some flowers from my yard. Next, you'll need a little bit of water. I recommend using a small spoon, or I'm using a straw to help me slowly add the water to my potion. Lastly, I like to add spices to my potion. It gives it a little color and it smells good. If you don't have any spices to spare, you can also use some food coloring to add color and a couple drops of essential oils. So once you've got all your materials gathered, you can combine them to create your own magical potion. Adults, here's a few tips to remember when playing with your kids. Encourage their pretend play and enter their pretend world by asking them open-ended questions. What does your magic potion do? What will happen if we add a new ingredient? Also encourage your children to explore the different qualities of the natural materials. Ask them questions and help them sort. What does this smell like? Does it feel smooth or prickly? Making observations and categorizing are key skills for early science learning. Okay, everybody, have fun making your potions, and we'll see you next time.
Wash, washy, wash, washy, wash your hands. Scrub them while you sing this song. Wash, washy, wash. Rub your hands and fingers and the places in between. Using soap and water makes your blood so clean. Wash your hands. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Taking care of yourself is also taking care of others. We are all in this together.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. Hi, my name is Grace. And today we'll be teaching you about your 5 senses. So for your 5 senses, you have touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. For taste, you use your mouth. Hey Tiffany, can you try this for me? Yeah, of course. It tastes sweet and like strawberry milk. For sight, you use your eyes. Grace, what do you see? I see white flowers in that bush right there, and a cute wooden deck, and this big, ginormous tree. What do you guys see? Tiffany, what do you see? I see a fountain, Ferris wheel, trees. What do you guys see? For smell, you use your nose. Hey Tiffany, what does the flower smell like? It smells sweet, like honey. It kind of smells like pollen, and it smells flowery. For hearing, you use your ears. Can you guys hear that? Someone is playing the saxophone. Sounds pretty good. What's your favorite song? For touch, you use your hands. Hey Grace, what does the tree feel like? The tree feels a little hard and the texture is very rough. Hey Tiffany, what does it feel like? It feels a little bit damp, but it feels smooth and silky. What are some of your guys' favorite foods and drinks? My favorite food and drink is pasta and boba. What about you, Grace? Mine is pizza and boba. What is your favorite song? My favorite song is Perfect from Ed Sheeran. My favorite song is Mine by Taylor Swift. What about you? For the next part of this video, we're going to ask you to take out a pen or paper and write down one thing you can do with one of your senses. Hey Tiffany, what is one thing you can do with your senses? One thing I can do with my senses is go sightseeing in San Francisco using my sense of sight. What about you, Grace? Using my sense of sight and hearing, I can watch TV. So that'll be all today, guys. I hope you guys have fun learning about your 5 senses as we had teaching you about them. Bye, guys. Have a nice day.
Hi everyone, I'm Chelsea. As you can see, I'm stuck at home like you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the letters. Hello? Hello? Oh, it froze, but everything's good now. So this is the letter C for Chelsea. It's so cool. C for cold, C for chilly, C for coronavirus, yuck, or COVID-19. But remember, it's not the Chinese virus. Just because someone coughs doesn't mean they have the virus. Remember to be careful and cautious. And spend time with your cats, cute cats. So stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you next time.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Dr. Vincent Matthews of the San Francisco Unified School District. It made me so happy to spend time with you today, and I hope you had fun too.
What did you make on the show today? Submit your content here using the QR code or go to bit.ly, bit.ly/SFUSD, yes, why yes, and watch all of our episodes at sfusd.edu/SF loves learning.
And now it's time to say goodbye. So let's sing our goodbye song. For this song, you have to use your whole body. Will you sing it with me? Wave high, wave low. For now, it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, and wave your nose. Wave your knees, wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears, wave your hair, wave your belly, and wave your derriere. Wave your chin, wave your eye. For now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a ti, 欢迎 SFUSD. Everyone come and see SFUSD. Join our family.